Emotions run high at the Delaware State House today after a bill to repeal the death penalty is rejected.
I want Delaware out of the business of homicide.
The justice for me, my son, and their father, and the hundreds of people who decided their fate is to die. Please don't take that right away from them.
A House committee kills the controversial bill. What comes next in the first state? Good evening. I'm Paul Butler.
And I'm Steve Hammond. Welcome to WBOC News at 6.
Delaware Senate Bill 40 barely cleared the Senate last month. It would have repealed the state's death penalty. Today, though, in a 6-5 vote, a House Judiciary Committee decided it will not make it to the House floor for a vote. This is the exact place where the bill was tabled last year. Now, today's vote came after 3 hours of testimony from clergy, law enforcement, and many others.
And afterward, WBOC spoke with the bill's sponsor out of Dover and one representative who voted no out of Milton.
It doesn't mean that the fight is over or that the bill is dead. There's still the opportunity to bring it back to the House floor.
The overwhelming majority of the people that we represent do not want to repeal the death penalty. If you go to Newcastle County, you're going to see that it swings in the opposite direction. And I think that that's probably where the issues lie.
Our Sussex County Bureau Chief Evan Kozlov was in the room for that hearing. He joins us now live outside of Legislative Hall. And Evan, a lot of emotion today.
Good evening, Steve. And after that vote was cast, some people in the crowd started chanting the word shame. And really it comes down to how you define the death penalty. Some people were using words like justice or vengeance or deterrent, but for others they chose words like inhumane, immoral, and even evil. Right away, it was evident that Wednesday's hearing would be an emotional one. The first speaker of almost 60 started with a question.
How many committee members have had their child beaten, raped, choked to death, and set on fire?
Mark Bonestal painted a graphic picture of his daughter's murder, and he says death was the only answer for the man convicted of the act.
I was lucky the killer received life without parole.
Then there was Kristen Froelich, yet another tragic tale of her brother being murdered. But she said the death penalty would be an injustice to her loved one's memory.
I am not a killer, and I don't want the state of Delaware to make me one.
Law enforcement was also vocal in opposition. Lewis Chief Jeffrey Horvath says that the death penalty acts as a deterrent against violent crime.
By repealing the death penalty, you are taking a huge tool, an effective tool, from your Attorney General.
Then came the question of morality. Pastors, bishops, and rabbis all spoke out against the repeal, many of them gathering outside to protest before the hearing began. Back inside, Brendan O'Neill from the Public Defender's Office.
It's logically inconsistent. Our community has made a value judgment that killing another human being is the worst thing that we can possibly do. So what do we do in response as a community? We then go and kill that person. It's logically inconsistent.
An emotional day with emotional testimony. All right, now I have here the list of speakers. There were 46 people speaking in support of the repeal and just 10 in opposition. And Steve, you know, that hearing lasted about 3 hours.
A long afternoon indeed, Evan. Now, there's this one alternative for the bill sponsor. Lynn says that he could, and he was going to look into suspending the rules and sending the bill straight to the House floor.
Right, and Stephen, this will be a relatively tricky proposal. That's because in order to do this, he will need 21 votes, which won't be easy. By the way, usually the suspension of the rules is used when they're in a time crunch, such as at the end of the session. Obviously, that's not the case they're in right now. Kent County, the 7 Kozlov, WBOC News in Dover.